Hi, welcome to the second practice of the beginner series. My name is Athena, and today we will be focusing on the first two warriors, so warrior 1 and warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 1 and 2. So you will need a strap. If you don't have a strap, you can use a scarf, a long workout elastic, whatever you have that has a length. Don't be too worried about it. And you can also use 2 blocks or an alternative like big cans, big water bottles, whatever you have on hand. So let's start on the mat, laying down on your back. You will have your strap close by. And start with your knees bent, feet on the floor. Your hands can be on the body or by your sides, whatever helps you settle down and arrive on the floor and into your body. And as we practice on the first practice, the whole point is to focus on your breath or on yourself. So as you arrive here, pay particular attention to your breath for this practice. So you may notice, are you breathing through the nose or through the mouth? If you're breathing through the mouth, see if you can prioritize breathing through the nose, both inhales and exhales. And then notice, is your breath creating more movement at the belly, or at the rib cage, or at the chest? If it helps, you can place your hands on the body to feel a little bit more clearly where the breath is moving. And if you're not sure, don't worry about it. Just bring your focus towards that space. Take 3 more breaths here, staying conscious of each inhale and each exhale. After your last exhale of the 3, you will grab your strap or alternative, and you'll be wrapping it around your right foot. So going about at the ball of the foot, under the toes, lower than the toes, and from there you'll push the heel up to the ceiling. So the strap is there to make the foot closer to you, or for you to be able to kind of hold it through the length of the strap. If you can't bring your knees straight, that's fine. Keep a little bend. You can also bring the leg at an angle. But wherever you are, think of pushing through the back of the right hip, and then pushing from there all the way through the length of the leg to the heel and to the ball of the foot, pushing against the strap or your scarf. So finding energy through the leg. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed. You're not pulling them up off the floor. Let them be heavy onto the mat. You're just holding the strap gently here for a little bit of extra support. Let's take 2 more breaths. Keep pushing into your strap. Energize through the leg. And gently bend the knee. You may remove the strap and then interlace your fingers around your right knee. If that's not so accessible today, you can grab your strap again to help you bring the knee closer to you. And from here, gently squeeze the right thigh towards the belly. And you might notice the movement of the breath in the belly moving against the thigh. And then invite a few circles with the right ankle. Warming up the ankle and the foot, you might hear some little cracks, that's fine. And change the direction of the circles. Make sure again that the shoulders are on the earth. All right, and stabilize the foot again. Keep the right hand on the knee, you can release the left hand, and open the knee out to the right. So you're opening the hip, kind of letting the leg be heavy towards the floor to your right side. The left leg might compensate a little bit and go to the left, that's totally fine. And invite a bit of a stretch at the hip area, maybe in the inner thigh. Slowly come back to center and release the right foot to the floor. Same thing with the other leg. Grab your strap again and place it at the ball of the left foot. Pushing the foot up to the sky, finding your space. And notice it might be different one leg to the other, so adapt in link with that. So feel the left hip grounding down to the earth. And push through the length of the leg, pushing into the heel and into the mound of the foot against its strap. So you might feel all the muscles of the leg hugging in, waking up. Let's take 3 more conscious breaths. Shoulders are relaxed. And then slowly bend to the left knee. Release the strap. If you need the strap to hug the knee into the chest, use that. Or interlace the fingers around the shin. Gently hug the leg in. Maybe breathe into the belly, pushing against the thigh. And when you're ready, invite some circles with the left ankle. As if you were drawing circles with the toes in the wall in front of you. And changing the direction of the circles. And come back to center. So relaxing the foot. Keep the left hand to the knee, right arm out to the side, and then gently open the hip out to the left. So letting the left knee get heavy towards the floor by your side. Maybe letting the right leg get a little bit heavier to the right to compensate the weight. And inviting that stretch. You may even notice if your breath is creating a little bit more space towards the lower belly, maybe more towards the left. And that can be very subtle, so don't worry if that doesn't make sense. And then slowly come back to center. Lower the left foot down. The strap can go to the side, and you will roll onto whichever side you prefer, left or right. Push with the top hand into the floor, and slowly push your way up towards a sitting position. You will come onto your hands and knees in a tabletop position. So the hands will be directly under the shoulders, and the knees directly under the hips for a few cat-cows, like we did in the first practice. So on your inhale, you will drop the belly, lift the hips, and lift the heart forward and gaze forward. And then on your exhale, you'll round the spine. So tuck the tailbone in, engage your core, push them back towards the ceiling, and tuck the chin towards the chest. Again, inhaling to extend the spine in a cow spine, gazing forward, shoulders back. And exhaling in a cat spine, rounding through the spine like a cat at Halloween. One more time. Inhale, cow spine. Exhale, cat spine. Inhale, come back to center. So You want to engage your core. Feel the muscles all around your torso engaging towards center so you're stable. And bring your right foot back. Tuck the toes and push the heel back. So like when you were pushing in the strap, push against the floor and through the heel. Keeping that strength, float the right leg up. You might notice even your center is working here to support. You might stay here. If you're feeling comfortable, you might lift the left hand and reach it overhead towards the wall in front of you. Keep pushing through the right heel, pushing through the left fingertips. Engage your core so don't collapse. Imagine there's a balloon lifting you up from underneath. And then slowly lower the hand, lower the knee. Left foot back, push into the toes in the floor, push the heel back. Engage that whole leg. And when you're ready, use the strength and the control to float the leg up parallel to the earth. Feel that balloon underneath you. And optional, float the right arm up and overhead towards the front. Push in the opposite directions. And when you're ready, gently lower the hand and lower the knee. Tuck both feet. Anchor the hands down to the floor. And then keeping the knees bent, gently push up and back into your downward facing dog. So knees generously bent to start. Push through the fingertips, relax the head. And then go lengthening the spine and pushing all the way up through the sitting bones. And from here, can you think of pushing the legs into the earth, even if you're not extending the knees. Find energy through the legs. And then bend one knee at a time, pedaling your dog. So you're inviting some movement in your downward facing dog, even maybe rocking the hips side to side. And gently stabilize the legs. Look forward, keep the knees bent, and walk little steps all the way to the front of the mat. Feet will be hip width apart, so there's about 2 fists space between the 2 feet. But it's not an exact science. You'll see what feels more comfortable for you, which stance is more stable. And on your inhale, come halfway up. You may put the fingertips on your blocks here. And exhale, fold forward again. Letting it go, Uttanasana. Inhaling for a long spine, halfway up. So think of reaching the head forward. The knees can stay bent. And finding a nice line from the sit bones through the spine to the top of the head, like a table. And again, let it go on your exhale. One last time. Inhaling halfway up. Engage through the leg, engage through the core. Think of squeezing the shoulder blades back so your heart is nice and open. And from here, bring your hands to the hips, knees stay bent, and come all the way up to stand, keeping a nice long spine. Finding your Tadasana mountain pose, your arms will come by your sides. And find the strength through the legs. A nice long stance through the body. And notice how you're feeling. And where is your breath? Are you breathing through the nose? And is the breath lower in the belly or higher up towards the chest? Now that you moved a little bit, notice if your breath is a little bit more shallow or if it's long and deep. If your eyes are closed, gently open them. And inhale to float the arms up and overhead, push through the heels. Exhale to fold all the way down into your forward fold, Uttanasana, head heavy. Inhale, go halfway up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, slide the left foot back, as far as you can. You'll bring your hands on either sides of the right foot, and slide the right foot back in a plank. Lower the knees on your half plank. Engage through the core. Bend the elbows towards the back. Come all the way down to your belly. Push the tops of the feet down. Roll the shoulders back and float the chest. baby cobra. Barely any weight in the hands. Squeeze the elbows towards each other. And then on your exhale, push through the hands, come onto the knees. Tuck the toes for downward facing dog, lifting the knees and the hips up and back. Knees can still be bent whenever you find a downward facing dog. Let the head be heavy. On your inhale, look forward to the hands. And exhale, walk your way all the way to the top of the mat. Feet hip width apart. Inhale, halfway up. Lengthen the spine. Push through the heels. Exhale to release. Inhale, come halfway up. Find your L shape with the body. Stay here. Keep pushing through the legs. Engage the core, hands to the hips. And come all the way up to stand. Inhale, arms float up and overhead. And exhale, right away, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhaling, halfway up. Exhaling, right foot back. Doing the other side. Hands to the floor. Left foot back, plank. Lower the knees down. Find a stable plank. Even the glutes are engaged. And bending the elbows towards the back to come all the way down to the floor. Tops of the feet down. Roll the shoulders back. Baby cobra, float the chest. Squeeze everything back. And on your next exhale, push through the knees, tuck the toes, and lift the hips back and up, downward facing dog. Find your breath. And where is your breath at this point? On your next inhale, look forward, and exhale, take your little steps all the way to the hands. Inhale, come halfway up. Stay here this time. Bring your hands to the hips, and keeping a nice long spine, come all the way up to stand. Float the arms overhead. Inhale. Exhale to fold all the way down. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, left foot back in your lunge. You can bring your blocks closer this time. Keep your hands here and think of squeezing the legs towards each other so the legs are supporting you and are strong. Engage your core, and from here float the arms up and overhead, finding a high lunge. If that's not accessible right now, you'll keep your left knee down and find your lunge like we did last class. So find your option. And wherever you are, think of scissoring the hips towards each other. Engage through the left glutes. You can even touch your butts to see if it's strong. And reach through the fingertips up to the sky. Let's take a full breath here. And exhale completely. Lower the hands down. If the left knee is lifted, lower it down. And you might keep the block under the left hand higher or lower. See what you prefer. And with the right hand, open the chest up to the right in a twist. And float the right arm up to the sky. So you're twisting through the upper body, but the legs will stay as stable as before, as much as you can. Think of drawing the shoulders back and pushing in opposite directions with both hands. On your exhale, slowly lower the right hand down and come up onto the back toes and step the left foot forward. Inhale to come halfway up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come halfway up. Bring the hands to the hips and come all the way up to stand. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, right foot back. High lunge. Bring your blocks with you. You choose again. Right knee down or lift it. In both cases, squeeze the hips towards each other. Push through the left foot to help you float up in your lunge. Reach through the fingertips. Make sure your right glute is strong and supporting you. And breathe. Where is your breath? Let's take one more conscious inhale. Full exhale through the nose. And lower the hands down. If it's not, lower the right knee. You can lower the block if you like. And we'll twist to the left. So engaging the core to twist and open to the left side, as if you're going to go all the way to face the ceiling and float the left arm up to the sky. So inviting an opening, a space at the front of the shoulders. Keep squeezing the hips towards each other. If this is uncomfortable for the neck, the gaze can be forward or even down. See what's more comfortable today. And breathing here. It's normal that it may be a little bit harder to breathe in a twist. So notice that, notice the difference. You're kind of squishing around your center where you would normally breathe. On your next exhale, lower the left hand down, float the back knee, and step the right foot forward. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway up, stay here. Engage the core, hands to the hips. Inhale all the way up to stand, arms overhead. Inhale. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, come halfway up, lengthen the spine. Okay, so we're coming to the warriors. The left foot will step back. Bring your blocks by your sides. And what we did before with the lunge, the high lunge like this, that can be an option for your warrior one. The traditional warrior one will have the left foot at 45 degrees, which can be a little bit awkward and sometimes not accessible. So you can try it out here with your hands elevated on the blocks. And make sure that your feet are not on one line, but imagine there were train tracks on your mat and your feet were each on one track. So there's a little bit of space in terms of the center of the mat lengthwise. All right, so if this feels not okay for you in your knee or your hip or whatever it might be, stay on the ball of the foot. It's totally fine, like we did before. If this is accessible, stay on the 45-degree angle. Squeeze the hips, and you really want to engage the left glute here and float the arms up to the sky for warrior one, yoga.athena 1. So again, engage through the glutes. You might feel your bum. And think about engaging the core so that you're not collapsing in your back, but engaging and trying to find the natural curve in the lower back. Make sure the right knee is bending forward, so don't let it extend too much. And from here, you're energetically reaching the arms up overhead. Let's take 2 breaths here. And lower both hands all the way down to the blocks. Finding a warrior 2. The legs aren't that much different, but they do make a big difference. So the foot will come a little bit closer to the center of the mat, so to that center line lengthwise. And you'll lower the heel down a little bit more open. So 45 degrees for warrior 1, a little bit closer to 90 degrees for warrior 2. The right knee will stay bent in line with your toes, and this time the right glute will really work, actually both glutes. So you're thinking of opening the hips up. We tend to sometimes collapse the right knee in. Think of keeping it pushing out so it stays in line with the toes of the front foot. And once you have that, swivel the arms up so they're parallel to the earth. That's warrior 2. So you might bring the hands to the hips just for a moment and kind of feel where you are. Often we'll have kind of an angle in the hips. So we want to try to
lower the left hip and lift the right hip a little bit so they're more or less equal in terms of their height up to the floor. Make sure that your right knee is still in line with your toes, so your outer right thigh, hip, and glute are working to push out. Push through both feet. The legs are really strong here. And from here, you'll flow the arms to the sides. So reaching through the fingertips and gently gaze towards the right fingertips, the front fingertips. Take a full breath here. You might be starting to feel a burn in the right thigh, and that means you're doing it right, usually. And then you can swivel both arms all the way back to the floor. Come up onto the back toes, and step the left foot forward. Inhale to come halfway up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, push through the feet, come all the way up to stand. And exhale to fold all the way down. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, right foot back. Bring your blocks with you. Warrior one, so option either stay on the ball of the foot or try with the foot at 45 degrees. Placing your feet on 2 train tracks. Think of anchoring the outer edges of the feet, so the pinky side of the foot. Squeeze the hips towards each other, engage that right glute, and push through the front foot to come all the way up in your warrior one. Same thing here, inviting a more neutral curve in the lower back. It's a little bit hard with the leg back like this, so don't worry if it doesn't seem right. Take the time to feel the posture, notice if there's any discomfort, and maybe adjust. You might want to bring the feet a little bit open, a little bit wider, or pointing more forward. Each body is a little bit different. So squeezing the hips towards each other, keep the left knee bent, and reach through the fingertips. Noticing your breath as you settle here. And lower the hands down to the blocks. For warrior two, open the toes a little bit out a little bit more. So the foot is about 90 degrees in terms of the front of the mat. Squeeze the hips, push through the legs. Look at your left knee is in line with your toes. And from here, swivel the arms out parallel to the earth. You may bring your hands to the hips, kind of feel where your hips are in space. Push through the feet. Again, make sure your knees stayed where it should go, in line with your toes. And when you're ready, reach the arms out by the sides. Gazing gently towards the left fingertips. Notice your breath. And gently swivel both arms down. Come up onto the right ball of the foot and step the foot forward. Inhale to come halfway up. Exhale, fold. Keeping that nice long spine. Inhale, come all the way up to stand, arms overhead. And exhale, hands to heart, stay standing. Take a moment in your Tadasana. Arms by your sides, or you can keep the hands to heart if that feels more appropriate right now. Come back to your breath. How did that feel in your body? All right, you can open the eyes. We're gonna go through warrior one and warrior two again because repetition is how you learn. So we'll start with a little sun salutation to find our way into a downward facing dog. So inhale, pushing through the feet, reach up through the hands overhead. Exhale to fold all the way down. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, bring both hands down and you'll step both feet to the back of the mat, finding a plank. You can lower the knees for a half plank, engage the core, and lower all the way down to the mat. Push the tops of the feet to the floor, roll the shoulders back, cobra. If you're comfortable, maybe push it a little bit into the hands to lift the chest a little bit more. Keep squeezing the shoulders back. Gaze forward. And exhale, push through the hands and back all the way to downward facing dog. Take a full breath in through the nose. And exhale, let it go through the mouth. Again, inhale deeply through the nose. Let it go through the mouth. Okay, from here we'll inhale to float the right leg up as high as you can, three-legged dog. Then you'll squeeze the right knee towards the chest and set the right foot as far forward as you can. It might arrive not so forward. You'll take your right hand and help yourself to bring the right foot closer to the front of the mat. Bring the left foot at 45 degrees. You can use your blocks here for more height. Make sure your feet are on 2 train tracks. If you choose the option of the ball of the foot, that's also valid. Squeeze the legs, engage through the feet, pushing down to the floor, and come up to warrior 1. Bending through the front knee, pushing through the back leg. For me, warrior 1 is mostly working the back leg. It's really pushing into the mat. It's like if you're trying to sink the left heel into your mat. And from there you can bend through the front knee. And again, energize through the fingertips. Maybe gaze up towards the hands or towards the corner of the room. Take 1 full inhale. Exhale, gently lower the hands back down. Bring your foot at 90 degrees. The heels are more aligned here. And you'll swivel the arms up for warrior 2. Right knee in line with your toes. Pushing through both legs. Glutes are engaged. Think of opening through the front hips. Can you feel the outer edges of the feet pushing down, so the pinky side of the feet? Where is your breath here? Can you find a little bit of inner strength in that warrior, your inner warrior? We'll reverse this warrior, which means the left hand, the back hand, will come to the back leg. Right palm of the hand turns up to the sky. And reach the right arm up to the sky, so stretching that right side, keeping the right knee bent. Inhale here, reach the fingertips up to the sky. And exhale, swivel both arms all the way back down. Come onto the back toes. You can remove the blocks, hands down, and find your downward facing dog again. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Let it go through the mouth. And when you're ready, you will float the left leg back, three-legged dog. And then squeeze the left knee as close as you can to the chest, and step the left foot as close as you can to the front of the mat, helping you with the left hand to bring the foot forward. Choose your version of warrior 1, on the toes or on the foot at 45 degrees. Energize through the legs, and from there float the arms up. Virabhadrasana 1. So the right leg is super engaged, pushing the right heel into the floor. Keep bending in the left knee, in the front knee. Engage with the core. And lengthen the sides of the upper body, reaching through the fingertips. You might gaze up again, if the neck allows it. And take 1 more inhale. And exhale, lower the hands down. Find your blocks. For warrior 2, bring the heel a little bit closer in, so the heels are about on one track. Squeeze the hips, left knee in line with the toes, swivel the arms out to the sides. You can always bring your hands to the hips to arrive and settle. Engage the glutes, feel the opening of the hips. Outer edges of the feet push down. and energetically push through the fingertips. Find that warrior stance, that strong stance everywhere. From the toes to the fingertips and to the top of the head. And can you soften the gaze, soften the face? The calm warrior is the strongest warrior. And you will reverse the warrior. Right hand, the back hand to the back leg. Turn the left palm of the hand up to the sky. And reverse, left arm reaches up. Keep bending in the front knee. Lengthen through the left side of the body. On your exhale, swivel both arms all the way back down. Come up onto your right ball of the foot. Remove the blocks to place your hands down. And step the left foot back for downward facing dog. Relax the head. And let's inhale in a plank. Exhale, lower the knees. Bend the elbows back, come all the way down to the floor. For your cobra, shoulders roll back. Float the chest. Maybe push your way a little bit higher if the back allows it. And push through the knees. Come to downward facing dog one last time. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Let it out through the mouth. Gently lower the knees down. Come to sit onto the heels and sit your way to the side and bring your legs forward. We'll come to lie down. So lying down on your back. Kind of like we started at the beginning of this practice. Keep the knees bent, feet to the floor. And bring your arms out at your sides like a T shape. Feet stay pressed down. And you will slide the hips towards the left side of the mat. So the hips come in misalignment with the upper body. And from there, lower both knees to the right. So in the opposite direction that you've slid the hips in. And we're finding this supine twist. Twist lying down on the back. You may close the eyes. Maybe roll the head so the nose points a little bit more towards the left hand to complete the twist through the length of the spine. If it's comfortable, the right hand can come onto the thighs. If the floor is a little bit far away, and this is uncomfortable for your spine or for your hips, you can take one or two blocks and place it under the knees. There's a little bit of support. If it's the left leg that's not coming down, you can bring the block between the legs. Use the support that you have. Staying here for a few breaths. Letting the body settle down. And again, tune into your breath. Every time you invite more stillness, the breath has a little bit of a more obvious or clear presence. So you may take advantage of this time and notice, how is the breath feeling? Is it shallow? Is it deep? Is it a belly breath or a chest breath? Are you breathing through the mouth or through the nose? Gently, through the nose pointing back to the ceiling. Lift the knees back to center.
and float the hips back to center in line with the rest of the spine. And from here, let's go to the other side. Hips slide to the right. Opposite direction, right side of the mat. And the knees fall to the left. Adjust your block or pillow or support the way you need to. The left hand can also come onto the outer right thigh for a little bit more weight. Try to keep both shoulders down onto the floor. So if your right shoulder is lifting up, that would be a good idea to bring a block under the bottom leg, to help the upper back stay grounded. Maybe gaze to the right. You can close your eyes. And again, tuning into your breath. Our breath is this constant presence, something we can always tune into wherever we are, whatever we're doing. And it's also a reflection of how we feel. So it's a good entrance into self-reflection, having an idea of where we are right now, how we're feeling right now. When you're ready, gently coming up the center, knees point to the sky, hips slide back to the center of the mat in line with the rest of the spine. Keep the feet onto the earth for a moment and feel if there is an effect on the spine. Can you feel a leftover stretch? Maybe it feels like there's some more space around the torso, around the rib cage. And remember, there's no good or wrong answer. Whatever you feel, whatever you notice is the right answer. Gently bring the knees in towards the chest. Bring one hand on each knee. And just give yourself a gentle hug. If the knees are a bit far away, you can place a strap around the shins and hold the strap. And you can rock side to side, massage the lower back against the earth. And when you're ready, find your Shavasana, final relaxation posture. So you may keep the feet down if that's more comfortable for your back, especially if you have lower back pain. Or you can extend the legs so the feet are about mat width apart, taking some space. Arms by your sides, also taking some space, especially if you're at home, just don't be shy. You can turn the palms of the hands up towards the ceiling. And let the feet and the hands settle down, letting go of any tension. Letting the legs be heavy. Letting the arms be heavy. And relaxing the space of the belly and the rib cage so that the breath can flow freely, effortlessly. Feel the shoulders and the upper back rest heavily onto the earth. Letting go of any tension in your face, you can gently move the jaw, soften the eyelids, soften the space between the eyebrows. And letting all of the weight of the head be completely supported by the earth. for the few moments we are staying in Shavasana, see if you can keep your attention on the breath. And if the mind wanders, that's fine and totally normal. And if you notice, come back to the breath. And gently start deepening your breath. And when you're ready, invite some movement at the fingers and the toes. Softly waking up. And start moving the wrists, the ankles. You may bring your feet closer together, reach the arms up and overhead, and inhale, stretch through the whole length of the body. And exhale, let it go. Let's do that again. Inhale, reach in opposite direction, stretch through the whole length. And exhale, let it go. Bend both knees, bring the feet to the floor. And roll onto the left or the right side into fetus position. Knees are bent. Lower arm is supporting the head. The top hand will come to the floor in front of the chest. And when you're ready, push through the top hand and make your way towards a sitting position. You can use a block or a pillow to sit on to be more comfortable. And once you arrive, you can close your eyes or gently gaze towards the floor. Bring your hands at heart center. You may either bring your palms together or one hand on top of the other against the chest. Gently bow your chin towards the fingertips. Notice how you feel again. Where is your breath as you close your practice today? Take one moment to thank yourself for taking this time, for learning, for moving, for breathing. I thank you for your curiosity and your willingness to learn. Namaste.